Welcome to the online experience.
What is going on, guys? Peace, love, and light. It is your boy, Joshua October.
And I'm Jimmy Levar, and this is the online experience.
Yeah, what's up? What's up? I'm Ziggy Zeigler. I'm glad to be on. Welcome to the light side of the moon.
His music is all.
You out here with Ziggy and friends on the tours.
Thank you for joining us this morning, brother. How is everything going?
Man, amazing, bro. It's like you go through the uphill battle and then you reach that moment of a giant climax. I just want to keep it going. That's where I'm at right now. It's just a period of kind of like a reconciliation. I spent a lot of time being in the background, just grinding and working. Because as you probably know, I signed myself. I'm not signed to a major label. I did the groundwork to create my own path and be in charge of my own career. So that's not easy, especially when you want to be out there doing everything that you want to do. You got to take a step back. And for me, I didn't really know how to do all this stuff. So my advice is find good mentors, right? And in order to find good mentors, if you don't really have nothing, you got to go find somebody that has a bunch of stuff that you want, and you got to figure out how can you provide value to them, so that way they'll be willing to share those things with you, the resources, the knowledge, the information, even the relationship. And doing that, you can't be in a place of self-serving, right? So I had to be in a place of wanting to serve, and I did that for the past 3 years. I got what I needed. Now, at the beginning of let's say January, I just started being back in my own thing again to bring to the world what I really want to bring to the world. So I guess you can say things are amazing.
Go. That's cool, man. So speaking of because I feel like in a lot of interviews people like to start with numbers and music and stuff like that, but I think I want to kind of do things slightly differently. So let's start by talking about from the day you were born, because I think that's very commendable as well, just to each human being in itself, in its own right? So it's from when you were born, do you think you were destined to be where you are today?
100%. I think I was destined to be somewhere I'm not yet, honestly. And I think it's because we all come from our own personal hardship, and God puts those things in your way, the universe, whatever you believe, right? It puts those things there for you because you got to get nothing in life nothing worth having in life comes easy. You got to work for it. You got to go through something so you can put that armor on, and be equipped to accept that blessing, right? So for me, my mom, it was just me and my mom, because my dad, we don't really know who he is or where he is, because my mother at the time was a prostitute, and she was addicted to so many drugs. But at the time, it was heroin. She couldn't stop shooting up heroin. So she had her second miscarriage a week or two before getting pregnant with me. And it was because she was shooting up the heroin. She was just done with life. She was ready to give up. Strongest woman I know, for sure. And she got pregnant with me. Her body was rejecting the drugs. It's because I was in there fighting. So I wanted to be here, and I had a purpose to be here, right? And from then on, she ended up having me, and she called me her miracle child. So her calling me that and sharing that story with me and telling me everything, and it goes even deeper than that. It helped instill the confidence in me that I have today as to why I'm here. I know I'm here. I stand on that. And there's not a person, there's not a single human being in this world that could tell me what I can and can't do, because I know I'm already doing the impossible. You know what I mean? Me breathing right now is the impossible. So there's nothing that's impossible for me. So with that, yeah, I'm destined to be where I'm going to be. I'm not better than anybody, but by any means, but I'm going to be the best version of myself. I'm going to bring that to the world,
Let's do a hand clap for that.
That was beautiful, brother. That was beautiful and powerful,
I love y'all's energy, by the way.
Thank you. And I want to jump into breaking these generational curses.
Yeah, bro.
Tell me about it, because training your mind to believe in something that everyone else around you deemed to be impossible, is is something for sure. So can you tell me about, your experiences, and as you went through your uphill battles, each one you went through was ultimately a generational curse that you're breaking as you're going along your journey. So can you tell me your process in that when you're going through those moments, and you know that like you're not going to repeat the same patterns, or you're not going to do the same thing that you've done before and learned from the past?
Absolutely.
Yeah, can you talk to me a little bit about that?
Yeah, bro. I mean, I think it starts with that thing that you got on your forehead, bro. It's like it's this right here. Having the wherewithal to understand what's going on, right? What's really going on. And in America, at least, I mean, really all of life can just be an illusion. I think it's a simulation. It doesn't mean it's fake. It just means that it's simulated in a way. It's like God's creation for us to have a human experience. We're spiritual beings having a human experience. And if that's the case, God created us in his own image. That's in the Bible, right? I'm not religious, but I am very spiritual. And the Quran, the Bible, when you up your awareness on these things, you start to find the similarities between all of it, which is the ultimate truth, right? And I figure that God created us in his own image. It says that. And what does that mean? Well, he was the creator. He said, let there be light. And so it was. And then he said, let there be a whole lot of other stuff. And then it just was. He didn't go put hammer and nails. He said, let there be. He's the ultimate creator. And he created us in his own image. So we're God-like. So we're also here to create. That's the moment that we feel the most, strongest sense of purpose, is when we create something that's of value to other people on this planet, in this existence, right? So for me, it's music and my organization, and what I'm working on bringing to the world. That's my creation. That's going to help humanity. And the only way you can get to that is that you got to understand this thing. In the mind is where you're made. In the mind is where you're made. So for me, I literally spent like the past 3 or 4 months closing off from the world, no social media, no nothing. I just did some stuff. I did a little thing. We had a little thing with Burna Boy out here in Miami. I'm working on a whole bunch of other stuff. This is all just recent, because for the past 3-4 months, it's been a while, since January. I don't even know. It's May, right? So since January, I spent every waking moment doing nothing but listening to something that was positive. If it wasn't talking about how wealthy I'm going to be, how impactful I'm going to be, how big I'm going to be, it had no place in my life. So I cut off social media. I put my phone on Do Not Disturb, and I only listened to those things. And I meditated 3 times a day, 15 minutes each day, because the pressure was immense too for me. So I had to do what I had to do. And I didn't want to see anything else other than what was going to brainwash me and to understand that this is possible. And then after a while, you start to notice things like, oh, wait, there's a lot of billionaires out here. There's a whole lot. And how did they get there? Oh, they did a lot of the same things that I'm doing. And you start to see the similarities, and you start to see those synchronicities that the universe has, because you put yourself on that path. And, destiny, they say destiny, and they say, whatever the opposite of destiny is, right? You just work for it, right? I think it's both, because the desire, right? This is from a book called Think and Grow Rich. The desire is the proof that the fulfillment of that desire is in the constitution of the creature that feels it. In other words, you wouldn't have had that desire to make that thing happen if it wasn't in your genetic makeup to actually make it happen. If you didn't have the power to actually make it happen. So, you chase that, but at the same time, you can create anything that you want to create here. You just got to combine that emotion with that thought on a consistent basis. And then that's the magic. That's what God does. He's just so good at it, right? He just instantly can do it. We can do some of the same things, right? Everything, there's a Zoom meeting, all this shit is literally from your mind, somebody's mind. It just came from their mind. It was an idea. And then they put the emotion behind it. Oh, I'm going to do this. It's gonna make me feel amazing. And then, a little bit of work, it's here now, so that's more.
While talking to you even now, like I sense like a huge sense of just like appreciation for things, right? And I feel like in order to like truly actually like be able to express those thoughts, one must have at one point not have had much, or might have not had anything, because I know at one point you were homeless.
Yeah.
So it's like for someone like you to ever be in a situation like that, and to come out of that, I can see how appreciation and valuing life and discovering different ways to go about things to get different results could be very just like really truly ideal. So it's like, what did homelessness show you, or like what did it teach you? Just curious about that.
Yeah, I think it taught me to be appreciative of having things. I think anytime, perspective is a motherfucker, right? So, if you're blessed enough to have the perspective of not having shit, and then you get to have something, you're gonna be on cloud 9. You're gonna be like, bro, this is lit. Like I went from that to this because I know what it's like to not have, and now I got something. Yeah, bro, you're gonna be on fire. So this is what I mean by like, you have to, like, if you want to go be great, great, it's not going to be easy. Nobody ever said it was going to be easy. In fact, everybody that's ever achieved something great has all said it was fucking hard. It was hard, but it's worth it in the end. And you're the one to do it. You desire it, so you're equipped to do it. Because when you go through that, it's like you're putting on this armor, you know what I'm saying? And it's making you stronger. It's like working out a muscle. It's getting torn down to make it come back even stronger. And when you go through those things, you come out on the other side like on some incredible shit. If you just got it like nothing, you wouldn't value it. It wouldn't be, you wouldn't understand the lessons on how to keep it, So, I mean, that perspective is truly everything, man. It's everything for me, It's my story. It's why people from my hood are like, yo, you know what I'm saying? Like I see you, bro. I respect you. I remember I had holes in my shoes, bro. I had literal holes in my shoes going to school every single day. And my football coach saw me walking with my cleats because those shoes had gotten too worn out, my brother. And those shoes had gotten too worn out to where I had to wear my football cleats. And he's like, why you got those? Like, this is the only shoes I got. And a lot of people knew in high school that I was homeless then too. I had, me and my family, we were just struggling. And he gave me my first pair of Jordans, but that story right there, people remember that. Somebody hit me up the other day, yo, boy, I see you, you know what I'm saying? Like, I remember when you had the football cleats on at school and shit, you still had your head held high. That right there, because I got to inspire people. So, man, that's everything for me. That's who I am, bro. I'll never banish that day,
No, that's powerful. Yeah. No, brother, that's powerful for sure. Because I can relate to similarities of going through the struggles of not having that steady roof over the head. And right. Not everybody's equipped to make it out. And then be positive. And have that love and that genuine love, and still have that energy that you carry with you to today is very powerful. Absolutely. And so my next question for you is, when did you start to get in tune with the music? Because I know you did kind of start off as a videographer. You did do some work with Smoke Perp as well. When did the music part kick in and you were like, this is something right now that I want to focus, put my energy on, and see where I can get next with this? Yeah,
it's actually my brother that was just here that just walked out. It was actually us. So they're a part of a group called Wave Pop. And I met them. We went to, so like I was throwing shows and like doing all this stuff because I love music so much. I want to put my friends on. I wanted to be around all these people and I just wanted to be a part of it, but I didn't have the confidence to go pick up a microphone and like jump in the studio myself. I just didn't have it, the confidence that is, until I got around those people. And the camera brought me into these situations and got me around all these people to where when I got around them, I'm looking up to them so much. They were looking at me like, yo, there's something about you. You're a star. You got something. So then I got to the studio, my brother's Wave Pop, and me and those two guys were homeless together. We were sleeping in motels and all kinds of stuff with a bunch of people. Like we weren't just homeless. Like we just didn't have the money and the consistent income to have our own crib. But we were grinding. We had a team of people with us that we would try to take care of. We would try to just show the love always. If I had 50 cents in my bank account, if I had negative $10 in my bank account, I remember that dude right there sent me, he'd have $20 in his bank account. He would send me 15, it's like that. That's how deep it went, And we got in the studio together. I started making some songs, and then COVID 2020 hit, and we had leveled up to the point to where we got us a little crib, and we just like literally partied, created vibes. No matter what was going on in the world, we created our own world, and then we started making music. Made my first song, Out To You Go, dropped it, and the rest was just. I just felt the most like myself, and I just felt like this is one of my tools, video, just being a creative, being able to paint that picture. It's just part of the tools that I got on the tool belt to tell the full story. Music is also just a part of it, but it's a huge part of it for me, but it's just tools to be able to tell that story, man, to spread that message. The message is spread love, positivity, and build others up. That's the way.
100%.
Yeah. And also, but speaking of friends, though, I feel like we're all in this like a certain industry where it's like friends are either like rare to come by or like hard to keep around, or just consistency as you're moving up in your career. So like I noticed that there was a post I believe you did when you first officially got verified, and I believe you were with like some friends or family or whatever it was.
Yeah. Same guys I was homeless with. Same dudes.
Yes. That's fire. That's just like such a fire story. But like, how important important was that for you at that moment to finally get verified? You know, you were with the people that you were grinding with, and like, how did that feel? Take us through that. Take us through that emotion.
Perspective right there. That's everything. I just feel like if you got some people, if you're blessed to have some people that really got your back and really like gonna believe in you, like, because it's not gonna be easy. Like, we've had our fights before. You know what I'm saying? We don't always see eye to eye, but at the end of the day, we share a lot of the same philosophies on loyalty and love. So that's really all you need, right? And to be at a place, we talk about all the time, to be at a place where it's struggle together, like, we'll never forget that, you know? And then to also be in a moment, because like we all made our own little things kind of happen, you know, but like we worked so hard together, but the things that really took off for us were like separate things. But this is how crazy it is. All right. And this is a testimony, and this is like a for anybody that's listening, this is something you should do. If you have a dream, if you have something that you really want to bring to the world, you just don't know, this is all you do. You get obsessed with the vision, because we had a notebook. Each of us had a notebook, and we decided we were going to do this. We were homeless in motels, and I have pictures and videos of me writing in that notebook at the King's Lodge in LA. If anybody knows what the King's Lodge is, that's a struggle right there. And I'm writing in this notebook. We were writing this notebook every single day of what our life was going to look like in the short term and in the long term, as if it already happened, over and over and over again, every single day. That was my little antidote. That was my little, you know, no matter what was going on, I'll write this shit down, feeling it, looking at it like, dang, this is what I'm going to be doing. I'm going to be this, I'm going to have this, I'm going to have that. And to this day, a lot of those things have come true. And each of us, you know, have that testimony. We're like, yeah, those things have come true to this day, you know. And to be able to sit there, like, family is really everything, bro. Like, and sometimes blood doesn't make you family. You know what I'm saying? Sometimes it's just the same philosophies and just the people that really got your back that align with your own philosophies that align. You guys align with each other. That's family. That's family right there. So, you know, to have that, like, again, that's like the ultimate you know, perspective. You know, I went through it with these people. I got the same people around. None of us are switching up on each other, and we're not ever going to. Right. That's why I think some of the greatest people, they say, you know, no new friends, right? Because you know, be friendly and I'll be cool with a lot of new people and shit, and that's all great. That's all gravy, right? But, you know, my core is my core. And it's set up that way for a reason, because we call it circles, right? So you got your core, and that's like the people that are, you know, you guys have the same philosophies on loyalty, love, you know, respect, and you share that, and you go to them with anything, you know, you're able to do that, right? That's the core. And it's set that way because people in your core, they're not going to do some shit that's going to really mess you up. It's to protect you and protect them, you know, emotionally, right? Because then you have people on your inner circle, and that inner circle is just, you know, you kind of know that they're going to probably do some things or whatever. So you don't give them that much of you. You don't give them that side of you. Just let them be them, you know, and then that's where y'all link up at, and that's cool. Then you have the outside circle. That's like most of everybody else. You know, we're cool, we're acquaintances. I fuck with you, but I'm not finna tell you all my stuff, because, you know, you might go tell somebody else, or you might not be able to understand me, or we're just not vibing like that. So I'm not finna. Then you got everybody else on outside of that, and that's how you protect yourself. The bond in the middle becomes stronger too. The core bond becomes stronger, because it's like not anybody can just get up in that. It's not like you got a relationship with a shorty or whatever. It's like not anybody can just get up in that. You know, that's for y'all. Everybody else is everybody else, you know? So yeah.
Wow.
I like how you just put all that too. It's almost like I feel like you need like a little miniature notebook, like I don't know, circle
the
notes,
notepad.
First degree, I don't know.
I'm telling them about our story and shit, about like the circles and shit.
I have my AirPods and I ain't even.
This is my brother. This is great.
What's up, brother? What's going on?
What's up, man?
Nice to meet you. Nice to virtually meet you.
Everything about us being homeless, all that shit. So, you know.
Oh yeah, shit was real, bro.
Yeah, you know. Definitely feel it.
Yeah. We always, this is us right here. It's always gonna be us, no matter what. We all got superstar potential, ability. We do some amazing things, and we're gonna bring something brand new to the world. And like I said, it has to do with that love, spreading that love, positivity, and building each other up. That's the only way, you know.
Yes, absolutely. I love it, and that's real. That's genuine right there. And I want to go into my next question. You know, when you have other people come around you, you know, as you were breaking it down, right? You know, how you did the step by step, the core, you know, the inner, that beautiful. I love that. That really just speaks on, you know, your frequency and your vibration on, you know, where you're at too, consciousness wise. So that's powerful. But when you do have certain people come around you, are are you able to tell and sense, that okay, ultimately this person just came around for the wrong reasons, or does it take a little bit time for you to kind of snag along, like, okay, yeah, this person isn't trying to come around and show that real genuine love, and what's your go ahead.
Yeah, you know what? I think it's kind of like a little bit of both in a way, because you do evolve to a point to where there are a lot of people that you can just tell right away, because you just gotta meditate enough to start listening to that inner voice, to that inner feeling. Some people are clairvoyant, some people are clair audio, right? Some people are like clair, like feeling, like they can just get the feeling and just tell. But God, the universe will tell you, because God is in you. We've all got a piece of God in us. We've all got a piece of that divine energy in us. We're all a piece of it, right? That's why it's the universe, right? So,
my brother, well, hold on. I just gotta stop. Can I just stop? That's come on, man. I love it. I love it, brother. Go ahead. Continue. Yes.
No, that's real. Yeah. And that little piece of you will tell you, because it's connected to infinite intelligence. It's connected to the whole thing. So it'll tell you. A lot of times we just can't be able to tell. You can call it intuition. You can call it the voice. You can call it the divine energy. We all have that stuff. That magical stuff inside of us. And sometimes you can't hear it just because it's too cloudy right now, and there's all this other shit going on, right? We got all this TikTok crap and just all this stuff being fed to you that makes it cloudy and makes you not trust it. Or some people just don't trust it because they feel like it's gotten them to an issue. But the thing about your intuition is that it's playing 10, 12 steps ahead of you. So you may think it's bringing you, but it's really got you. It's really got your back in the long run. So sometimes that intuition will tell you right away before they even start speaking. This person, I don't know. Then they get to speaking and talking and moving, and you're like, I knew it.
Well, I think his phone died.
Yeah.
We'll give him a couple minutes to join back.
Yeah.
Oh, brother just joined back.
Recording in progress.
My bad, bro. My computer died.
You're good. You're good, brother. You're good. All good.
But let's see how much battery I got on my phone. I'm good. All right. So essentially, let me see here. You can see me fine. It's all good.
Yes. Yeah.
All right. So basically, that intuition will just tell you like, yo, something's off. So go with that gut feeling, right? But sometimes you also meet people that are really good at it, and you just don't know. You still probably get the gut feeling, but like, okay, this might be someone that's on that inner circle. It's not necessarily a core person, right? So it's just like, okay, yeah. And only time will tell, but you don't shut down. That's what I've realized. Like, I've been through so much shit, bro. And the only reason why I feel like I'm getting blessed to do all these things is that I just adjust, but I don't change who I am. I don't change, because in a sea full of fake and all that bullshit, be the opposite, right? Be genuine, be real. And so you don't change how much love you give. You're not doing it for those people. You're really doing it for yourself and for the greater impact that it's gonna have. So I don't switch up. I just pay attention, and I'm just like, okay, that person's doing that. Well, let me not give them that side of me. Like it's just not gonna work out. It's no hard feelings with y'all, because I'm not about to bring myself down because you're in a low place. I'm not about to go to your level and start giving you that. I'm just like, nah, it's all good. I see you going through something, and it just takes work to have that. You know what I'm saying? So it's a little bit of both. I'd say nothing's really black and white, right?
Right. Like, and like also I'm like huge on like there being like a gray area, like it's not always black and white, sometimes it is gray. But so speaking of just like, because you talked about the inner circle stuff, and talked about, the love for music and stuff like that, but this industry as a whole, like, do you ever just kind of feel like this might be risky based off of just like what it can bring, like the drugs, the alcohol, like the fogginess of the mind, and like do you ever relate it back to like your mom, or like or like could this get hard for me if I'm always around this, or like are you just that disciplined?
Yeah, I think there's discipline for sure too, but you just build the habits. Like that time that I took off, it was for me to build new habits, because in order to do something I've never done before, I got to become somebody I've never been. And if it's that important to you, then you're gonna do that. So I've developed these habits now where like the past 3 days I was out partying and meeting people, getting my face back out there with some of the biggest artists, and just tapping in, right? And then but today I can't go too long without doing these things. So I have to get today got back up, meditated again, was up listening to my affirmations, those things back back on my, looking at even yesterday, I was looking at my business, what I need to, trying to find little things to improve upon, you know what I'm saying? So I think it's like developing proper habits, and I guess there is some discipline that needs to happen before you develop the proper habits. But after their habits, this is just a habit. And I truly believe whatever it is, you can have, So for me, it's like, yeah, I have to run a business, I have to do all these things. But if you actually build this proper business, you're not going to be a slave to your business, because your job as the leader, as a CEO or whatever, as the owner of the company, is to have the vision be so crafted, so purely, so amazingly that it's very easy to understand and people get excited about it. Then the next step is you take that vision and you find the best people in the world that can execute on that vision, and you get them what they need. And the next part is you get them what they need and you get them the resources that they need to do the best job that they can possibly do. Then you get the hell out of the way. And systems work and people don't. So you build those systems so that way it works. This is what I'm doing right now, right? So like I've just had the opportunity to learn from some of the greatest people, some billionaires and shit. Got some great people behind what I'm doing because what I want to bring to the world. And you're right, the industry is a little crazy, but my life and what I want to create, like I'm not some drug addict and I don't believe in that. And I think that's you're not going to evolve to your highest self, right? But I like to have fun. I'm going to go, drink and have a good time. I'm going to be a rock star when it's time to be a rock star. But I set my life up to be all the things that I want it to be, because life and death is in the power of the tongue. I can speak it and it'll happen, right? So that's how I create my life to be as productive but as fun as humanly possible. Because what's the point if you're not having fun? And I think that with what I'm bringing to the world, it's it'll help with some of those things, because like you said, like all this stuff is so influential, right? Music and film, super influential. And if more artists, understood the platform that they have, and they were spreading that message, right? I think we would live in a different place. I think things would be a lot different. If they understood that in order for me to get to the top, I need to spread more love, positivity, and build each other. I need to work with more people. I need to find my gift I want to bring to the world. I need to bring people together and help them get what they want. And then I'm going to be able to get what I want. You're not going to step on any toes. Fuck competition. It's about creation. You know what I'm saying? I'm not in competition with you. You're not in competition with me. A lot of people don't see it that way because it's a constant comparison with one another. But I'm a creator. You're a creator. My gift to the world is going to be different from yours because you're who you are. So competition only makes you be better than the next man, if anything. Focusing on creating, and only competition is with yourself, well, that evolves you into your highest possible self, which is a limitless journey. So which one would you rather have? And there's no weird ass low energy with it. Competition just makes you like, oh, I'm jealous of you. I'm like, nah, bro, I'm creating. Like, I want to help you. I'm so happy with what I'm doing. Man, yeah, I see you doing what you're doing. You're killing it, bro. I want to be a part of that. How can I help? Things like that. So
Right. Yeah. Wow. 100%. Yeah, definitely. I mean, everyone, everybody has a calling. Everybody was born and brought to this planet and universe for a purpose. You just have to tap into that. It's not everybody can wake it up out of you. Sometimes you got to wake it up yourself. And that's as a young entrepreneur, business owner, what would be some advice that you would give to young influencers like yourself who wants to own a business, maybe an entertainment business, or maybe something else out of the entertainment industry, but still want to be a business owner? Because I mean, you can be an entertainment business owner, or you could own a coffee shop. But I mean, having those traits and skills kind of still go hand in hand. So what would be some of your feedback you would give to these young entrepreneurs who are looking to start their business and go full force like yourself?
Yeah, I think it would really boil down to like really having a connection with God, man. Like, and some people, it's not whatever you call it, you gotta understand it's really the same thing. God, you can call it, Allah, you can call it the universe, whatever it is. You gotta have a deeper spiritual connection, because this is a spiritual journey. You're a spiritual being having a human experience. It's not all about, because there's a lot of people that do wake up at 5, 4 o'clock in the morning and do all these things, but that's what makes them feel amazing, and they're on their own path to greatness. I know some people that get up at fucking 1 o'clock and they're still killing their own industry, but that's for them, and that's what they want to do. They got the other things in life that make them. So I think it all boils down to, and this is the spiritual part, having a vision, making that vision so clear, being obsessed with the vision, being so detailed with it, and placing yourself in a place to where you believe that it's true, and you're gonna make it happen, and it's possible. And I think that if I had the advice of what to do, man, get a vision board and get a notebook and write that vision down every day for the next 100 days, over and over and over again, of what your life is gonna look like. Every time you have a new entry, try to make it more detailed than the last. has, and you speak it as if it's already happened. This is something that's already happened. And then you'll start to program your mind into believing that it is what it is now. And then you just start watching the magic unfold, and it'll be a journey. The bigger the vision is, don't be afraid to dream big, because you do all this work, you're going to get it. And you're going to be like, damn, I should have dreamed bigger, you know? So dream big, and the bigger the vision, the more time it's going to take. That was like 4 years ago I did that. And these things are actually starting to happen now. I got some, and I wrote some really huge things. And some of the stuff has already happened, but the bigger things, you get put on the journey, and it just kind of takes you. That's why they say trust the process, because after you put it out there, you trust the process. And I'm constantly still like manifesting it, because I'm, a little bit impatient, I guess, if you will, but these things are already happening for me. You know what I'm saying? And it's like almost magically you meet somebody and it's just crazy. You put your mind on that frequency. That's my only advice, because all the other shit is just straight, like, it has validity to it, but you just got to get your vision, man. Get your vision down, write it down until you believe it, that it's going to happen, and it's yours. And then watch these things happen, and make sure it's built upon truth and justice, because if you build it upon truth and justice, it'll never fall. That's a strong foundations right there. Everybody wins. Strongest foundation for lasting prosperity. So that's what I say. Yeah.
And also, so on this podcast, as we normally like approach to end, there's always the same question that we ask everyone that comes to the podcast show. And it's, what does spirituality mean to you? As you were explaining earlier, it can mean a variety of things, but to you, what does spirituality mean?
I love this podcast, by the way. Spirituality, trying to figure out the best way to answer that in just a short way. But I think spirituality is like really everything, because we just forget that we're not human beings with spirits. We're spiritual beings having a human experience. So the quicker people understand that, the more life, the more power that they'll have. Like, you can look at all this shit, right? Everything, all the good, the bad. You can look at prayer and faith. You can look at the law of manifestation, the law of attraction. You can look at, witchcraft and all that other stuff that I don't really know much about, but just all that other stuff, right? All these things are real. All these things happen. And the golden thread through it all is the magic of belief, faith. And that's the spiritual thing. That's the, because all these incantations or, chants that they say, and these prayer and faith, and, all of that is the energy and the spirit that you're putting into it, that makes it happen, that makes it come true. And that's spiritual. So this whole thing is is spiritual. So I think it's everything, man. Music, most spiritual experience, man. You're putting a piece of your soul into the music. I mean, if you're a good musician and an artist, that's what makes people feel it. You get up there, you singing, you're singing from the heart, you're putting your spirit into it. That's what makes people, oh, energy, vibration, and frequency. Nikola Tesla, one of the smartest men to ever be alive, tapped into infinite knowledge. He said, unlock the secrets to the universe, you must think in terms of 3 things: energy, vibration, and frequency. That's it. So if that's everything, it's a spiritual experience,
Love that. Love that. Usually clap it out for that, brother, I have one more question for you, and then we're gonna get ready to wrap it up.
Okay.
Do you still have your notebook? If not the notebook that you had before, do you still have other notebooks that you manifest, what it is that, you're still doing as you're moving along your journey? Yes. And if so, what's kind of, the vision of the journey looking now versus how it was back then?
Okay, that's a great question. But I do want to talk about that. My notebook, great. You got your notebook still? Great. He got his headphones in. Yo, you still got your notebook?
Yeah.
You still got it?
Of course.
Okay, yeah, I don't have mine. So I have 2 of them that I filled up over that time, and I don't know what the hell happened to them. I think that they're still somewhere around, but I just haven't found them. But I do have another one. I have another one that I do have. And for this one, it's not the same, but I know all of those things. I still recite them in my meditations. I say them to myself. I wrote them so many times, I remember them. And if I don't remember them right away, I remember them when I watch something. Oh shit, I did say that. Look what's happening right now. Crazy. One of my affirmations was that I wrote down was my team vibrates at God levels of frequency, and they operate in peak state as a result of being a part of this vision. And And to this day, I done been through so many team members, but I have a few team members that I know are gonna be here that are vibrating so high, and they thank me because they're like, thank you, bro, when I talk to you. And they're so excited, not just about me and what I'm doing, right? Because that's not what I want. They're excited about the vision. They're committed to that vision, and they're like, yo, and they're like some of the best people that that do this stuff. Like, they really do this stuff, and they impact their own environments with high levels of vibration, and that's a result of them being a part of this vision, and that's something I wrote 4.5 years ago. That's happening right now, and they're so, I'm telling you, excited. The guys, I'm shouting them out. Arvell, he's a systems guy. He gets passionate the same way I do about the things that I talk about. He gets passionate about systems and operations. That's his sauce, and he's then worked in Silicon Valley, great salaries with some big companies, some stuff that I was even looking at building my own stuff after. And he came into this picture so naturally. And his wife, they're all on some 5D stuff. They want to bring that. All of my music, I tune it to 432 hertz, which is, the natural frequency. Prince did the same stuff.
Yep.
She's the one that handles all that, right? So that's who they are. They're passionate about what we're bringing, and where I'm at now, based on the vision, right, and all those things. That's a little taste of it, but some of the things I wrote in there were like pretty crazy, like about me being a billionaire, and my creations are extremely, massively positive impact to the world, and that's what it's through my music and things like that. So I'm building a brand new type of label. It's a new age label, music label, but labels have a bad name, right? And I understand both sides. I understand the business side, and I understand the artist side, and it's not right. Something's not happening, right? One of my affirmations is that I only participate in deals and situations that benefit all whom are affected. Because again, you do that, you got a strong foundation for success and lasting prosperity. And that something was wrong with it. I saw something wrong with it. If you're building a business and you want to figure out something, you look at the industry and you look at what are the problems and how can I solve them? And then you bring that to the world, and you should have some fair market adoption. And so what I looked at is like a lot of these artists, they need an organization that help them get to a level and help them maintain a level, but then they have to sacrifice a lot of their career, and they just end up becoming slaves to their own craft. Something's not right. So I'm basically building a new label that has other components to it that helps fans make money with the artist and off of the artist, as well as, and because of all of that money that's made from there, and the fans will be paying a small subscription fee to have access to all these things and like doing all these events all over the world. The company makes enough money there where we're able to invest and even help some artists buy catalogs from their music, which is something I'm going to be working on. Buy their whole catalogs for them, and the artist owns 100% of their masters, owns all of their career, and we're like a label as a service to the artist. It's a partnership, and that's all I can say about it right now. But long story short, I'm just fixing the issue because my vision statement is to infinitely progress the music industry by pioneering freedom for both the artist and the backbone of music, the listeners. We often forget about the fans. It's like, what I'm saying? Like, without them, and for me, this has been my vision from day one too. My music, my craft, I want them to grow with me. I don't want them to just be sad and depressed because I'm talking about sadness and depression. I talk about solutions and shit, and I want you to grow with me, not just mentally and spiritually. I want you to grow financially too, And so they call my mentor, or one of my mentors, they call him the millionaire maker. So I learned a lot of that stuff from him, how to do that, how to build these systems that build people up. And I've applied it into this because I'm not reinventing the wheel here. But what I am doing is I'm combining a bunch of things that exist in other industries, and I'm bringing it to the music industry. And my affirmation was that Brass Bacon is the name of my company. I got it tatted on me. Brass Bacon. We are a multi-billion-dollar in revenue company that has massive positive global impact. That was it. And then the ideas ended up coming to me over time. And then I got to go work over here with this mentor. Then I got over here and got this. And, all those experiences shaped that vision that I wrote down, the affirmation. It just literally came together, What's another one that's here right now? I wrote a lot of things about like having multiple billion-dollar streams, and I had no idea how. I mean, think about it. When you write it down, you're like, bro, this is crazy. Even for me, I'm like, what the hell am I even thinking? But I'm going to dream big and I'm going to fucking write it down. And if your dreams aren't big enough, they scare you, they're not big enough. So this shit scared me. I'm like, do I really want this? All the bad shit I didn't heard from my mama and stuff about rich people and shit, which is not true. Rich people are not evil. I've been around a lot of them. You put wealth in the hands of somebody that's bad, it's going to enhance who they already were, and they're going to be, get even worse. You put wealth in the hands of somebody good, watch what they do with it, right? So it just enhances who you already were. It's not money that's the root of all evil. It's fucking selfishness and just too much over self-awareness. That's the root of all evil, in my opinion. So what the hell was I just saying before that?
He was talking about the book and the notes on what you had written before.
It was the $1 billion streams. So I'm like, okay, these what the hell am I thinking? Like $1 billion streams, like I don't know how I'm gonna do that. That's the thing. You don't need to know how. You gotta have faith, and you just have the vision and you write it down. Because now I've done the numbers. I pitched them to investors. These investors are very excited about what I'm bringing. They want to put down crazy money behind what I'm doing. Because of the numbers that I put together, yeah. And it's an actual know-how of actually knowing how to do it now. And these things will work. And there's research, there's all the shit that went into it, and now I have the know-how now. 4 years later, I have the actual know-how of how I'm going to get to that level, how I'm going to create that. I pride myself on my calculator. I'm not on my phone calculator. If I'm not seeing decimals and E10, which is like billions on my thing, then it's not worth me putting my calculator. So I try to keep my calculator there. It's like my own another little form of manifestation, I don't have billions yet by any means, right? But I do, because it's there already, and it's not about the money, right? It's just about the level of impact. You create a product, you create something that has that level of impact, you're gonna be massively rewarded for it. And what I'm gonna do with that, I'm gonna change my whole family's life, bro. They've never seen that type of life ever, bro. I'm gonna show them the world. I'm gonna teach them how to build wealth. I'm gonna build assets. I'm gonna build freaking real estate developments that are townhouses and stuff. We're gonna do all that together as a family. It's gonna put my family on, and that's gonna build generational wealth. That's what I'm destined here to do. That's what I've always wanted to do. I knew I was gonna be the light side of the moon. Welcome to the light side of the moon. There's light in the darkness.
So powerful. I mean,
that's great.
You just,
It, bro.
we can clap it up again, for this interview and how powerful it's been, how everything that you're going about, your creation and your reality is just beyond means wonderful, because there's not a lot of brothers and sisters out here with that mindset, don't have that mentality. They still struggle day-to-day basis to even get a glimpse of that, like that hope of like following their heart and like doing something that they are passionate about. They're focused on being the slave on the slave ship and being that robot and waking up and doing the same thing over and over again and not being happy ultimately. It's amazing what you're doing. It's amazing. And continue to keep doing what you're doing, brother. Continue to spread light, among this universe and the people that you come across, because they feel your energy instantly you come near them, right? I mean, energy is transmittable, and it's and even the ones that we lose here on this earth, we never die. Energy is just always transformed. It never dies. So it brings it to another level of all my spirit angels are here with me, and my ancestors are here as well, guiding me and helping me along my journey to fulfill my destiny and my calling, because ultimately that's the reason why you're here, is to fulfill that. Brother, yes, as we get ready to wrap it up, man, I just want to say thank you again for coming on, and that is all the time that we have today. Peace, love, and light. It is your boy Joshua Silva,
and I'm Jimmy Levar, and this is the Online Experience.
God bless. Thank you guys, man. Appreciate y'all for real.